Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Hope everyone is doing well. Today it is... Wait, what is today? Is today Tuesday? Hey, Maddie. Hey, is today Tuesday? It's Tuesday? Okay. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd. Sorry, I had to ask my daughter what day it was because she knows, because she goes to school. But it is Tuesday, March 3rd. Yesterday, we actually had the single largest run-up in our stock market's history. I mean, it's not really saying much, though, whenever we took a huge drop prior to that. But optimism, you know, optimism. We're going to stay optimistic here. What's up, C Young? What's up, J Wild? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Amber? What's up, Leo? Good morning, guys. All right. I got my nose thing on. Nobody judge me. I got my nose thing on. The Breathe Right strip. It helps me to smell, you know. I can actually breathe with these things on. I discovered them a few days ago. And my nose is kind of crooked, as you could see. If you could see it up there. My nose is a little crooked. And so this Breathe Right strip gets me right. It helps me breathe, you know. Alright, so we got CANF, which I'm assuming is a cannabis stock just by the name of this thing. Maybe I'm wrong, though. If I am wrong, that company just picked the wrong name. We got GNMK gapping up a little bit. INO. We got Wi-Fi here. INO is ripping up here. Look at the INO. Huge move. Gapping up from 439 to 557s. We got QGEN. Making some pretty big moves here. QGEN. We got IGT. How's the volume really quick? Before I start going into these runners, what's the volume like relative to the music and stuff? Let me know how that is. What's up, Netron? Yes, sir. So I added these new songs. I don't know if I'm feeling them, though. That one's kind of cool. Let's see. Let me know what y'all think of these songs. This song feels like I'm stuck in Tetris and I can't escape. You know. What's up, BH? What's up, Direct Trade? Alright. What's the volume like? The volume's good, team? Let me know. I'm trying to see before I start reading stuff, so let me know what the volume's like in here. I got my Baymax mug. Don't judge me. I got my Baymax mug. You know, it's way too big, but I bought it at Disney World, and so, you know, I'm gonna use it. Music and voice is good. Appreciate it. Alright, so we got IGT gapping up a little bit here. We have WIFI, Wi-Fi, gapping up a little bit here as well. We got WATT, which is down on its luck since the last time I saw this one. This one had its big run up a while back, and now it's just down. We got IGT, no volume, boring though. QGEN is gapping up. This looks like maybe an acquisition of some sort, just because there's no volume necessarily to accompany this one, and so it looks like an acquisition maybe. We got GNW gapping up a little bit. Genworth Financial gapping up from 418 to 480. We got OMER. We got XAIR. Sorry. We got SYNA. We got Soli, which I believe is a solar powered company. Maybe I'm wrong. BLDP gapping up a little bit. We got MAG. We got TMO. BTAI. But none of these really have that much volume, to be completely honest. We have Tesla, which probably has good volume. Yeah, Tesla looks good. Tesla gapping up. I'm still scared to trade it, but, you know, it has a lot of volume. MTL gapping up a little bit here. SE I might actually trade this one. SE, BYND, Beyond Meat. Okay, volume. DAL. Delta. KSS. LVGO. Save. So that's really what I'm watching this morning. I'm just kind of going through, seeing these mid and high cap stocks. We got a few penny stocks as well. I guess I'll post my list, right? That's really what I'm watching today. That's mostly what I'm watching. Also on Netflix. I mean, yesterday, it moved up with the market yesterday, but let's look at the long-term range. So, I think the long-term resistance, let's remove this really quick. I think the long-term resistance is probably the most interesting level here, which is right at 385.50. So 385.50 is the long-term resistance. You can see it got rejected there a few times on the daily chart. Here, here, here. And then if we delve a little bit deeper into the most recent action, it did get a few rejections on a daily candles here as well. So I think 385.50 is the big long-term resistance. And then obviously if it breaks that, I think the next levels are the, I don't know if this is the lifetime high. Let me see. No, it's not. So, I think these levels, even if we look at a 20-year chart, these levels are valid. And if we extend this line to the left, 385.50s, really, it's going to be in a range. It's not going to be a specific, like an exact number, just because, when you're going into charts that are this big of a time frame, it's not going to be an exact number, like 385.50. It's going to be like a range in between like 384 and 386. And so basically, if it breaks over 386, it could run. And then if it doesn't break that, we can look at this range here is what I would probably look at, which is like 335s, 334s, 335s up to like 380. So that $40 range on Netflix is what looks interesting right there. But again, I'm not really much of a long-term investor. I'm purely just speculating here. But that's what I see on the Netflix chart. Just to look at short-term resistance, you could look at this level here at 375.50. I think that level looks really interesting. Obviously, that previous high of the day up there looks good. And then the previous closing price, which this thing will automatically draw for me, like that. And I think that level is interesting too. So yeah, that range may be between 375.50 and 381. If it breaks above that, the prior levels that I talked about look good. But again, I'm not much of a fundamental investor. I'm more of a day trader, and so long-term levels, while viable and valid and understandable to analyze, for me, I don't know how much I'm going to use them. I'll probably use that previous closing price more than anything. But yeah, so we can start looking up some catalysts today. We'll go ahead and start. MITO. Yeah, I probably should have included that one on my list, right? Yeah. Alright. Why is my volume bar all of a sudden huge? That's the question I have. Why is my volume bar all of a sudden huge? Does it need to be that big to fit? Like why did it get so big all of a sudden? Maybe I did that on accident and just didn't know it. But we could start with MITO, since we got a lot of people talking about it today. MITO. Yeah, no worries, Amber. Sure. Alright, so we got MITO here, gapping up from, again, 194 to 306. This one is gapping up after the U.S. FDA granted rare pediatric disease designation for the, let me see if I can pronounce this, the elamipretide, nailed it, the company's lead drug candidate to treat Barth syndrome, a genetic condition. And this is all quoting from MT Newswires. Under the RPD designation program, the FDA may grant a priority review voucher to a sponsor who receives approval for the, quote, rare pediatric disease, which primarily affects individuals aged from birth to 18 years and fewer than 200,000 people in the U.S. Upon FDA approval of the elamipretide for Barth syndrome, Stealth Biotherapeutics is eligible for a voucher that can be used to obtain priority review for a subsequent human drug application upon meeting relevant statutory requirements associated with the RPD program. And so that's the news for MITO. Basically, the US FDA granted it a rare pediatric disease, which is an RPD, and that's going to help them push forward in their discovery and growth process for this bio company. So we'll see what happens with MITO. That's the news for that one. We also have, like I said, CANF gapping up here from 127 all the way to 162. Alright, so this is Genmark. Or no, wait. This is Can Fight. They reported favorable safety profiles from their, man, I'm going to try to read this one too. From there, where'd it go? From picelidinosin. Picelidinosin. Alright, that's one. Namodenosin, that's two. So they received favorable safety profiles for those two bio drugs, I guess, and that's causing shares to surge this morning. So yeah, they basically, after their annual drug safety update report to regulatory agencies, they both exhibited favorable safety profiles and risk-benefit ratios in more than 1,500 patients. And this is from MT Newswires for CANF. So we'll see what happens. Basically, positive results for CANF, if you will. We also have GNMK, which some of these I don't really like in many of these, but I'll look at them just in case anybody wants to trade them. My wife is giving me a bundle of vitamins during this coronavirus outbreak. Look at these vitamins. Let me see. Look at that bundle of vitamins my wife just brought me. How kind of her. Alright. Yesterday, fourth quarter results came out mixed for Genmark Diagnostics. Revenue rose 40%. For the full year of 2020, they expect revenue of 100 to 110 million and a growth rate of 14 to 25% from the previous year, and from 20 to 25% seen previously, and that's compared with the CIQ estimate of 110.26 million. And so mixed fourth quarter results, but I guess they were positive enough to cause GNMK to bounce here. Like I said, we have Wi-Fi, possibly the easiest symbol to remember in this whole bunch today. WIFI. They reported fourth quarter earnings that were published yesterday. Put in a fourth quarter loss of 5.2 million. Fourth quarter EPS that missed the 11-cent estimate, or missed the 12-cent estimate by 11 cents, and sales of 64.1 million, which missed the 69.7% estimate. So worse than expected results in the fourth quarter. Why is this up? Okay, so board evaluated options, and that's what's causing this to push up. And this is, again, I'm reading this from MT Newswires, and it says, quote, the company added, Boingo Wireless had its December 2019 approved, and this is all quoting, approved a plan to restructure the business to focus efforts on the core businesses, which include providing services to the wireless carriers, generating business on military bases, and growing the multifamily business. The company plans to manage the remaining legacy businesses, including retail and advertising, to maximize profitability. And they also added that they expect the restructuring to reduce the operating cost by approximately 11 million on an annualized basis beginning in 2020. And that's causing this push up is their future plans for WIFI. Here. Love you. Have a good day. Here, Jack, come here, buddy. Alright. Sorry, I gotta give my kids a hug goodbye. They're going to school. What? Alright, hold on. So my son's eyes are puffing up because of allergies, and I have to go help my wife put in eye drops for my son really quick because he only listens to me for some reason. And so I gotta go kind of get the dad act right real quick with my son, so I'll be right back. Love you. Well, that was quick. My son listens to me, man. I'm like, hey, dude, do this or this is going to happen. And he's like, all right, I'm doing it. That's it. But yeah, WIFI is up. Like I said.
John?
Yes?
It's trash day.
Oh, no. It's trash day and I completely forgot. Man. I completely forgot it was trash day today. What's up, Ken? What's up, bro? But yeah, WIFI. Let me go ahead and finish this, and then I have to go take my trash out really quick. But yeah, that's basically what's going on with Wi-Fi here. We got QGEN, which I'm pretty sure this seems like a acquisition or a buyout of some sort. So yeah, Qui-Gen shares surge after agreeing to be bought by Thermo Fisher for 11.5 million. So yeah, that's what it looked like. And the way you can always tell an acquisition or a buyout is if a stock gaps up and it has no volume in between the price it's currently at and the previous closing price. Like if there's no volume there, it's almost certainly if there's no volume there and then there's more volume up here. If there's more volume up here and then there's no volume down here, then that usually means it's an acquisition or a buyout. And that's how I can kind of just tell this is an acquisition or a buyout. But yeah, Qui-Gen is up after it agreed to be bought by Thermo Fisher for $11.5 billion. So that's what is going on with QGEN. OMER is up a little bit as well. We got Tesla here. Tesla ripping up this morning, gapping up from 740s all the way to 790 for Tesla. Damn, John, get your chores done before stocks. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying, brother, man. Listen, I'm a dad, dude. I'm a dad. I got stuff I gotta do sometimes, man. I forget Tuesday's trash day, though. I really do. And if I don't take the trash out, I'm gonna be grounded, you know. And so, I forget, man. I forget, you know. My son needs me to put eye drops in because he's super sensitive to allergies, man, you know. And he only listens to me. My wife tries to get him to do it. He just refuses. And then I go over there and I'm like, hey, dude, you know, put in these eye drops or I'm taking your iPad away for a week. And he's like, oh, I'm doing it, you know. And that's it. And that's all it really took. Literally, like, how long did that take me? It took me like 20 seconds, you know. For some reason, he only listens to me. Anyone know the name of this song? This song is called Rain Check by Dylan Sitz. This song is called Rain Check by Dylan Sitz. He's got some other good songs too. He's got like No Clue. This is also him. But yeah, Tesla up. Let's see if we can find some catalyst for Tesla. Oh, those are long gone. I lost on those, Joe. Those are long gone, bro. That's what I said. I suck at options trading, apparently, because those are long gone, man. Tesla. Alright, so I do see a quote that Elon Musk put out that said, he has a heart of gold. He said, quoting, he has a heart of gold, which is Elon Musk expressing support for Dorsey to continue as the Twitter CEO, Jack Dorsey. Tesla stock is up, though, after JMP said the recent sell-off has provided a, quote, good opportunity to buy. And that's what's going down with Tesla. So a JMP analyst, Joseph Osha, upgraded Tesla, and they said this is a good time to buy since it's down a lot, and that's what's going down with Tesla. It's spiking up because of that. Man, Tesla is so fickle. The smallest words can make the stock. Somebody's like, yep, it's time to buy. Stock runs up. Everybody can say Tesla sucks. Stock tanks, man. Tesla is the most fickle stock around. The slightest minor fluff catalyst can make this thing just go crazy. But Tesla's up, and good for Tesla. It's almost up to 800. It's at 791.50s. I think the most interesting levels here are, and honestly, I say that, but I kind of agree with them. I don't know if it's a good time to buy, but I do think that this pullback for the coronavirus is a cheap place to buy a lot of, big companies. I think it's a cheap time to buy a lot of big companies. I think that it's like I said yesterday, considering that this big downturn in the market is mostly just due to Chinese manufacturing numbers having to be lower, and a lot of companies rely on Chinese imports. And when you consider that, and you really understand that, it's like this isn't due to like scaring people. It's mostly due to manufacturing numbers being down because China can't import as much stuff as it can. The factories can't run like they usually do. And so subsequently, a lot of big time companies like Microsoft and Tesla and Amazon are dropping because they rely on China to a certain extent. And what that ultimately tells us, team, is that if the coronavirus blows over within the next year and a half, then these stocks and the market's going to bounce right back. I'm not saying it's going to blow over. I'm just saying you have to look at it in that regard, I think, and you have to understand that the market's not down because everybody's freaking out about the coronavirus. The market's just down because manufacturing is harder to put out, and because of China being crippled a little bit by this coronavirus outbreak, if that makes sense. And so that's what you really want to understand. Yeah, you were right, Joe. I'll give you that one. You were right, sir. I'll give it to you, man. I'm not too prideful to admit I was wrong on those NVAX puts, bro. And I was super wrong, man. I was outright just wrong, just flat wrong. So props to you, Joe. I'll give you credit, man. Like I said, I'm not too prideful to do it. You were certainly right. You were the one that was like, that's going to be in the heat of the coronavirus outbreak scare, and that stock's going to run up, and it did, man. You, like I said, no pride is getting in the way. I'll give you your props, Joe. Good job, brother. Seriously, good job, man. You were right. I was wrong. I retract my previous statements on NVAX. Let me just listen to this song, so let me change it. The last one that played before that one? Which one? I'm trying to think of what songs have been playing here. I got a lot of songs here. If you hear it again, it'll play again. Just let me know. Oh, you're talking about this one. Yeah, this is one of my favorite new songs, man. This one right here. I actually listen to this one when I'm not streaming. This one right here. This one's dope, man. I like this one. But yeah, interesting levels on Tesla are 767 whole dollar, 780. When you have a range like this, I'm mostly looking at half and whole dollars as big support and resistance levels. Obviously 820, and if we look at the long-term chart, we got some interesting levels here, like 730, but we're not even close. We're way up here. 795 maybe, but those are the levels I would watch. 800 maybe too. Hey, well, you're welcome, William. That's what we're here for, bro. You're welcome, man. That's what I'm here for, man. I'm here to remind you to take your trash out because I got to go do that right now. I'll be back in like less than 2 minutes. My trash is already ready. I just got to roll it on out there. So I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. Right, exactly. This one, somebody posted it. This one's called "Good Things Will Come Eventually" by Ben. Yeah, this is the name of that song, Ben. Oh wait. Yeah, this is the name of that song. "Good Things Will Come Eventually" is the name of it. But yeah, so Tesla up, testing 800. I think those are the interesting levels with Tesla specifically. We also have SE here. SE gapping up from 48.04 to 50.70. Let me go ahead and look up this one too. Nothing's wrong with my nose. I just have one of those breathe stripes in. Like, my nose is a little crooked, you know? Like, if you can probably see it. My nose is a little crooked. And so, if I don't put one of these things in, the one side of my nose is always clogged up. And so, if I want to be able to breathe clearly, these things help. I discovered them like a day ago. Don't judge me. Nobody judge me because I got the breathe right strip in. You probably can barely see it, but yeah, that's why. Alright, and so SE, again, this one's gapping up from 48.04 to 50.70. Alright, this one had fourth quarter revenue that came out. So they posted a wider than expected fourth quarter loss and revenue that missed street expectations. Revenue for the quarter was $777.2 million, up from $283.2 million in the same period last year. So that was a little bit better. So this company runs the Garena, the Chopay, and Sea Monkey brands, and they expect a full year 2020 adjusted revenue from digital entertainment of 1.9 to 2 billion. They also foresees adjusted revenue from e-commerce of 1.7 to 1.8 billion, and that's causing shares to pop up here. And so we'll see what happens with SE here. We also had, what's the other one? BYND, Beyond Meat, gapping up here from 96.10 to 100. It broke that $100 level for BYND. So the CEO of Beyond Meat appeared on Mad Money, on Jim Cramer's Mad Money, yesterday evening, and they reiterated their plans to expand internationally for BYND, and it is up because of that. So yeah, basically BYND CEO went on Mad Money with Jim Cramer and put out their plans, said that they're going to expand internationally. We also have LVGO. I better eat these vitamins before my wife gets mad at me. Oh man, some of those vitamins are just bad, man. They just taste bad. But yeah, LVGO gapping up from 26.70 to 28. Ugh. Man, some of those things are gross. LVGO, they put out non-GAAP earnings revenue that beat expectations in the first quarter, and fiscal year 2020 revenue guidance that was ahead of the street expectation. And so that's the deal with LVGO. Like I said, you got anything else you want me to look at, let me know. I'll check it out. We got a few gap downs, like TLRY, cannabis stock, just not doing that hot. VIR, which was a big runner the last few days. NVAX, which is all the way at 10s, man. This thing's been going crazy. DGAZ, ANAB. Let me see where Mitch is at. Let me see if Mitch is here. I probably should check out the Discord. Hold on. Shopify. Target. She hit me. I'm a battered husband, bro. I'm a battered husband. You know, that's what it is. My wife's just, you know, I'm a battered husband. What can I say? No. I don't follow the Indian stock market. I just don't know it. I don't know it well enough, and I don't know really much about it. I've never traded the Indian stock market, brother. So sorry about that. As for Target, we can look at Target. Target's moving a little bit. Let's see if there's any catalyst behind this move for Target. mRNA, Target. All right, I got you. So Target put out fourth quarter earnings that were missed. It looks like they beat the forecast. Revenue missed, and so it's about break even. So yeah, they reported fourth quarter adjusted net income of $169 per share, and this is all quoting from MT Newswires, up from $153 in the same period a year earlier, and that was better than the $166 analyst consensus from Capital IQ. So the consensus was $166. They put in $169. Sales and other revenue in the quarter ended February 1st totaled $23.4 billion, which is up from $22.9 billion, $98 billion, so almost $23 billion in the prior last year. Same-store sales increased 1.5% in the fourth quarter, and they said they expect adjusted EPS of $155 to $175 in the first quarter. So yeah, it's about break even, slightly up after a little bit mixed forecast for the fourth quarter results for Target. Looking at big levels here, I think 110 is big right here. Obviously, stocks kind of move in ranges, so I think 115. I think any $5 range in this is going to be significant from what the main chart looks like. So like those ranges right there look interesting. But again, I'm not really much of a long-term investor. If we look at this, those levels don't really come in that much into play except for this 110 level that's right above us. And so I think 110 is probably the most interesting level to me. Right here. And then, you know, that previous closing price, I think that breakout range looks interesting. So like you can see the range in between the previous closing price, which is right around 109, it's at 109.06, and then that high up there at 110. If it breaks that, it could rip up. Might be a nice little scalp play for Target there. mRNA, coronavirus stock, Moderna. Vaguely remember this one. Alright, so we did have some news that came out for mRNA. They announced updated plans for their manufacturing and digital day event. They're basically pushing it to an online-only event because of the coronavirus scare. And so that is something to kind of consider here. That came out early this morning. They won't hold their in-person Part 4 manufacturing and digital day event in person. It will only be online because of the coronavirus. Trump did meet with a drug maker, and he asked drug makers to speed up the coronavirus vaccine as he meets executives. But yeah, that's the most recent news for mRNA. Dropped down because of it. And I mean, I think this one is up because of the coronavirus, obviously, but the range is just so big, it's hard to tell. Not really my style. Such a big range, it's very difficult to see where this one's heading. We could look at a 5-minute maybe. But I think this big resistance level here at 28.30 or so, right there, 28.27, 28.30. I think that is probably the biggest resistance above it. We also have this level here at 26 even. Maybe that range looks interesting for mRNA. I've already looked at MITO, Stucky. How much time it takes to execute if I want to buy 10,000 shares of, let's say, a stock. HTBX, CGC. This one's interesting. I would just see if it gets over that previous closing price at 80 cents. Obviously, I think the biggest resistance, number one, is going to be the high of the day. They're at the lifetime high here, and then right above that is the whole dollar of one, which is always, in my opinion, one of the biggest resistance levels that any stock can break, is getting over that kind of $1 hump. But I think the 80-cent previous closing price is going to play a role here for HTBX. But penny stock, not really my style, just kind of speculating on that one. How much time does it take to execute 10,000 shares? Hard to tell. Depends. It really depends on the liquidity of the specific stock you're trying to buy. You know, if the stock has low liquidity, it can take days, you know, to fill all of those. If it has high liquidity, it can take a second, you know, 1 or 2 seconds. It just depends on the liquidity of the stock in play, if that makes sense. Oh, we got Inovio. Yeah, we can check out Inovio. Huge run up here. Alright, so Inovio accelerated their timeline for the coronavirus vaccine, and that's what they put out. They put out something that said that they are going to accelerate production and testing for the coronavirus vaccine. They also put out something that said that they saw delivering 1 million doses of their coronavirus vaccine by the end of 2020. And they say that they will need added resources to scale up if that's going to happen. But that's their goal, is to deliver 1 million doses of the coronavirus vaccine. And so we'll see what happens. INO ripping up because of it. It's at 522 now. It really depends. Like I said, man, it could take 1 second. It just depends on. Tell me the stock. You know, tell me the stock. If it's a low float, or if it's like a very small liquidity, I mean, it depends on your platform. That's a pretty loaded question. Like, it's gonna depend on your platform, the stock you're in question, mostly. It really depends on what type of order you use. If you use a limit order, it can take a lot longer. If you use a market order, you're going to get filled immediately, as long as the liquidity can support that. And so it's really going to depend, man. Isn't everyone running to Walmart, Costco, etc. to buy supplies over virus fears? Yeah. Apple? Oh, well, you should get filled 10,000 shares of Apple almost instantly. As long as you're using a market order. If you use a market order, you'll get filled like that. If you're using a limit order, you know, it's going to depend on where the stock is relative to your limit price. And so, yeah, but Apple's pretty big float. A lot of liquidity for Apple. So, yeah, you should get filled pretty quick. You know, depending on what kind of order. The real question is why you want 10K shares of a stock. Yeah. I mean, it depends on your money. It's all subjective, I guess. Depends on how much money you have. Yeah, we just went over INO news. It put out a goal to put out 10 million vaccines this year by the end of this year, and they said they're going to need resources to scale up, but they put out a goal that said that they plan to finish their coronavirus vaccine by the end of this year, and that their goal is to ship out 10 million of them. And so that's the news for it. We also have Weight Watchers here. Alright, we got Mitch in here. Let's lower this volume real quick. Yo, what's up, Mitch? You there, bro? Let me see. There we go. All right, we got Mitch in here. Let me know what the volume's like.
Yo.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
What's up, brother? Chilling, man, chilling. Just looking at the market, bro. Yesterday, here's a fun quote. Yesterday was the single biggest move up our market has ever done in the stock market's history. Now, I don't know how much that's really saying considering the pretty big 6-day drop, but yesterday was the single biggest rebound move up day in our market's history. Fun fact. I have the cash I want to invest. We do you, man. I don't think now's a terrible time to invest. I'm not a long-term investor by any means, though. A deep, but do you, man? I'm not mad at you for it. Is it a good time to go on day trading fearing the coronavirus? I mean, the thing with day trading, and one of the best parts of day trading is that market can go up, still a good time to day trade. Market can go down, still a decent time to day trade. It's all going to depend on the strategy you use, but volatility is usually good for us, which we're definitely getting in this market. And so, it's not like fundamental investing where you don't want to really try to invest around highs or stuff like that. It's a little bit different, less strict, so to speak. Yeah, it's a good news for the most part. I mean, people are seeing it as good. Time. Clorox? What's the symbol? It's like X something, right? Can't remember. This? I don't think I've ever traded it. AMD gapping up a little bit today. Market gapping up some. You got some stuff you want to look at, Mitch?
Yeah, go ahead and I'll take a look at some stuff. Really not too much out there. We're still in a market-driven time here. A lot of times we get these times where it's really the SPY controlling the market right now. The overall market just being controlled. These are times when I stop paying attention to catalyst because it don't make as much sense. You can even get a stock to have a great earnings report, good catalyst, and still go down. So at times like this, I tend to stop paying attention so much to headlines and pay attention to the overall market as a whole. These are just times of high volatility. High volatility meaning that, hey, people don't know up or down. So with that, you get a bunch of these plays that will go above VWAP, to go below VWAP, and they're really just traps. And the reason they're trapping is because usually the overall market is in a bigger range. And so it's just pretty much going up and down through that range. So today, you can take a look at some stocks that had earnings. You can look at Kohl's, that's KSS. This one had an earnings beat and it's pushing up a little bit here. You could watch to see if it can get above 42.50 today. But did have an earnings beat, reported Q4 earnings of $1.99 versus the consensus of $1.88. This is actually an 11% decrease over earnings per year over the same period last year. Another one you can take a look at is Target. Target reported mixed earnings, and it's actually up on the day, pushing back up from their big drop. This one really dropped from around 120s. I think this one could probably push up into the 110s today. I don't think you'll get to 114. I think you'll get kind of like a move up and then kind of a sideways move in this stock. But this one could start getting some volume. Has a support now at 110.32. So I would look for 110 to hold in this stock. If 110 holds, I think Target could have a plus day underneath 110, and you could get into these 109s, 108s. Another stock we could take a look at is AMD. AMD, has had a strong pullback, roughly about 23% from the high of 59.27. This was really a part of the overall market-related pullback. They do have a financialist analysis day scheduled for Thursday.
I'll be right back, Mitch.
So it's going to be very important on what they say. Morgan Stanley analyst Joseph wrote here that the analyst expects the company's long-term earnings frame point to higher gross margin opportunities, but doesn't see the possibility of a precise EPS target. Moore said that the company could guide to a long-term gross margin of 52% and a stable operating expense as a percentage of sales at 26%, or zero interest expense. AMD could also give a quantitative sense market share, with the exception of servers, where it's targeting a return of 2006 levels of a low to mid 20 shares. So let's go ahead and we'll see how AMD reacts. A lot of people are, outlining AMD to really be one of the strongest tech stocks in the next decade. So we'll see how they definitely take a look. Wells Fargo is bullish. Morgan Stanley seems bullish there. They just don't know the EPS target, so they don't want to give an actual number out there. And then you also got Bank of America. They expect a good plan. So overall, positive on AMD. So we'll go ahead and see what happens and see if they start bringing it on back. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some other stocks here. I'm gonna start looking at just looking at it overall. A lot of these cannabis stocks are getting hit right now, and long term, I'm starting to get interested. Just because I've been waiting on the weekly charts to try to get down through these 1780s on CGC. Reason why is I really want to buy it up closer towards that 15. I feel like if I can get down here below the 2018 move, that's exactly where I want to get in cannabis, because that was before that expansion that we got through here. So that gives me more than a possibility of it sometime or anytime it getting back up here. That would be a over 200% move. So we'll see if I can get it down there at 15s and can take some couple shares. Probably looking to take like 100 shares if it gets to $15. This is just my long-term approach that I'm looking for this industry to come back this year. Reason why is I feel if we get a Democratic president, it could even be Bernie. Bernie's going to legalize. And if Bernie legalizes, you can see this stock right back up here. What's up? How's everybody doing in the chat? Let me go ahead and catch up with the chat here. See who's here. Say hello. Good morning. Ken in the house. MVM, what's going on? We got Jay, Ben, Daniel, Joe in the house. C Young, can't forget about him. Wilton, Taylor, Romaine, Daniel, CE, Gippish, Stucky. Of course, we got Gideon in the house. We got Cool, Tom. What's going on, everybody? Say hello in the chat. If you're new here, say hello. We definitely like to be friendly here. So if you're new, don't be afraid. Talk in the chat.
What's up, guys? Where do you see my buying power on TEFs? You would just look. Let me see. You should just be able to click account. I did have a nice little $150 win yesterday, something like that. But yeah, Open BP. It's right under Open BP. You click account, you go to Open BP. There's your buying power. What's up, Sean? What's up, Gideon? Dust. We can take a look at it. Dust is a mining ETF, and they are down. I guess if Mitch is done, I could probably go over the overall market news. Let me see. I'm going to go through a few different sources here. The first one I'm just going to be reading from MT Newswires. It says, quote, U.S. stock futures were mixed Tuesday on expectations. Let me put up the SPY really quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There we go. U.S. stock futures were mixed Tuesday on expectations the Federal Reserve and other major central banks will provide a coordinated monetary policy to address the potential impact of the coronavirus outbreak. The Dow Jones fell 0.2%, S&P futures fell 0.3%, NASDAQ futures rose 0.1%. The finance ministers and central bank chiefs from the G7 group of industrialized nations issued a statement Tuesday indicating plans to coordinate as well as continue to focus on stability and growth despite the coronavirus outbreak, and added they welcome help from the International Monetary Fund, World Bank, and other financial institutions to address the, quote, human tragedy and economic challenge presented by the spread of the disease. So we have that, and then I'm going to go over, and that's all quoting from MT Newswires. I have that. I'm going to go over the ETF preview for the day as well here. Now, what I'm seeing is it says broad market exchange funds were lower, and the actively traded inverse QQQ trust was down 0.3%. And again, this is all quoting from MT Newswires. It says, meanwhile, some stocks futures were reversed the losses of the past several sessions to trade higher ahead of the opening bell on hopes that global central bankers, including the U.S. Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, and the Bank of Japan, will adopt measures to support their economies and financial markets amid the COVID-19 outbreak, spurred some buying activities in this market. The World Bank and International Monetary Fund also assured members countries that they will be providing aid to overcome the challenges due to the COVID-19 epidemic. And if we move on to some commodities here, we have crude that is up 3%. The U.S. oil fund is up 1%. The natural gas is up 1.8%, and the U.S. natural gas fund is up 1.7%. Gold is up 0.5%, while the Spider Gold Trust is up 1.1%, silver is up 0.5%, and the iShares Silver Trust is up 0.8%. And so yeah, that's the market news today, guys. Should be a fun day. The SPY itself is actually pushing up above the previous closing price and actually just turned into green territory after a roughly break-even pre-market session here, and so I think that is significant. We are going from red to green literally as I speak right now. The previous closing price was at 309.09. Two-Way dropped a really nice previous closing price script on us in our Discord that automatically documents that on Thinkorswim. It's a Thinkorswim script, and as you can see, we are testing that right now. We are at 309.12, so almost exactly at that previous closing price, and watching the SPY itself to see if it breaks and holds that level is pretty important here. Again, that is what kind of dictates red to green moves, and whether a stock is green or red essentially on the day. And so I think this is a big level here, and as well as the whole number of 309 I think is significant as well for the overall market. Yeah, I saw Tesla. Yeah, Tesla got upgraded because somebody said it's a cheap place to buy, I believe is what I remember. Yeah, I saw that. The Nashville Tornadoes say a prayer, send happy thoughts to all our peeps in Nashville, man.
Yeah, man, definitely. You know,
honestly, ever since I saw the movie Twister growing up, I've been kind of scared, but of tornadoes. You know, any 90s kid that grew up watching Twister, they know. You know, they know.
I mean, I'm a Florida boy, and I can tell you right now, you don't gotta be scared of hurricanes.
Right.
But now those tornado things.
Right. Those things will take you out, bro.
Yeah, I ain't messing with those.
That's exactly how I am. I'm from Louisiana, you know, and I'm not scared of a hurricane at all. At all. I literally lost the car in Hurricane It wasn't Katrina. It was the one that came after it. And I drove down my friend's street, and the water looked low, but by the time I really looked at it, the water was at my windows. And I was a teenager, so I did a very dumb thing, and I opened my door, and the water just rushed inside of my car. I lost my car. My favorite car ever. Yeah. I know, poor me, right? Poor me. 20 years ago, John lost his car. But the point is, what I'm saying is that sometimes your brain is not rational, right? I'm not scared of hurricanes at all. Never been in a tornado, never seen a tornado, but I'm damn sure scared of tornadoes, man. And so it is what it is. I blame the movie Twister, really. If I have to pin it on something specific, I blame the movie Twister. You know?
Hey, but it also taught you some things, storm cellars, stuff like that. It might be a good thing to invest in. Yeah. I was actually talking to my girlfriend about it because she's like, and you wanted to move me to Nashville? I was like, yeah, babe. I mean, but over there you got basements, In Florida, there's no basements. You can't hide.
Right.
They tell you what they tell you in school? It's hilarious.
Get under your desk.
Yeah, get under the desk and put your hands on your head.
That was the OG. Help. Yeah, that was the OG 90s move. Get under the desk, put your hands on your head, and you're safe. You're safe. I remember that.
Yeah, just close your eyes. And
right. Just think happy thoughts,
soothe
man.
yourself to sleep.
Yeah, that's how it goes, I remember.
Oh, I used to laugh at that. I'm like, man, if there's a real tornado, you think I'm staying here? I'm running to the gym or something.
Man.
Somewhere I feel safe.
Right. I'm out, man. Ebro has a question. Hey, Mitch, what do you think about JD since you like Chinese stocks?
Ooh, JD. Well, JD has a lot of connections, with different stocks. So you have to look at their stocks that they're connected with. A lot of JD is looking well right now. I mean, if you look at the daily chart and weekly, it's on a breakout, pushing towards resistance. A move towards 45s and is definitely in play. Support in this one's going to be down towards 40. So you're definitely looking closer towards that upside breakout than a downside move. Now, what I would pay attention to this one is when we got our dip in the market, this thing didn't move much down. It held everything. So what I would look at is when's JD's reporting date? That could have an effect here. Let's find out. All right. So let's see what they got here. I don't do too much research in JD. But let me do some research right quick. All right, looks like we had gotten some good earnings. So let me find out a little bit about their earnings.
All right, here's the bell, guys. We got 5 seconds. Good luck, team. Let's do this. Let me get my platform ready. Get the scanners ready. Here we go.
All right, so what I would say in this is I think this is going to try to go to a daily resistance and then start coming back because if you look at the reports, they're still concerned about coronavirus and they haven't figured out how the impact will impact the stock. EMPH going down immediately there, significant amount. I'm gonna be watching this one, guys. This one's up at the top. Heavy resistance up there at 53. Definitely get out if it gets above 53 though, guys, on EMPH. That can get really scary really quickly.
Costco actually dropping down. It's at 307. AMD dropping down a little bit. Market overall dropped down below the previous closing price, so it's back in red territory right now.
Look for 300 key price point today. I always pay attention to that point.
Yeah, that's a big level for sure. Let me throw Mitch up. There we go.
All right, guys. Let's do this.
Roku down as well.
Stock looks strong is CRWD, but not looking at it right now. I need to see moves, a little bit more of a move here.
What's up, Rhetoricals?
Good luck, everybody. Stick to what you know.
SPY bouncing back a little bit, testing that. Not really testing it yet, but getting close to that previous close. CGC pushing up. Previous close on CGC isn't until 1860, so we still got some distance there until it hits that.
EMPH pulled back there, but never gave us the entry on the bid side. It only showed it on the ask, so we're not going to jump in there and be 50 cents in the hole. That doesn't make sense here. So you need to, if you're going to trade this one, be very careful, guys. It has a 12-cent spread, so you must get the right entry.
Did Robinhood really go out already, Mike? Man.
It already went out again?
It went out yesterday. It was down all day yesterday. People were rioting in the streets over Robinhood.
Nah, it's supposed to be back today.
I know. I got a message that said they were, but Mike is saying Robinhood just went out again. Let me see. I have Robinhood. Let me check it out.
You know what that means, right? It means their servers are struggling.
Yeah.
It means their servers are getting overloaded. It could be spam. It could be literally getting an attack, a bot, or something like that. It's causing them to overload.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the big
yeah.
time platforms hitting them with that. I wouldn't be.
I mean, think about it. I mean, everything gets hacked. The CIA gets hacked. I mean, eventually someone's going to get attacked, a financial platform.
Yeah, it's down.
That'd be my concern.
Yeah, it's down.
All right, what's up with CGC?
Hey, I appreciate the sub, Oh.
That looks interesting there.
Yep. Yeah, CGC went right up to that previous close up there at 1860 and then got rejected.
What did it do yesterday? Middle day? I like that. All right.
Yeah, server issues. Yep. Mine's not. Mine's out too. I mean, I'm not trading on it, but it's not. Nothing's loading. It's freezing up.
Yeah, I don't even know really, guys. Mine's speculation, but that's just what I can come up with. The only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, look at guys. So Costco's about to try to pull a red to green move. It looks like it just pushed up. It's testing the previous close and the previous high of the day on Costco, and so it might try to pull a red to green move here. We'll watch it. But yeah, that previous close on Costco is right at 309.16, and so I think that's the level it has to break if it's going to do it.
Yeah, EMPH is there at VWAP, but I don't trust this move at all. Risk would have to be up to 52.20s there. Got rejected really fast, but it was definitely dangerous there. I'm going to leave that one alone. Even though it did fade, I felt it was a little bit too dangerous there. Gold fading there. That one wasn't that bad.
Always have at least two platforms to trade from. Yeah, for sure. What's up, Joe? Good morning, guys, from the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains.
You want to know a good tip?
What's up?
Always have your broker's phone number.
Yeah, call them, yell. You know, give me a
Get
refund.
me
Really.
out.
Yeah, refund.
No, get me out.
Right.
You call them, and that's the first thing you tell them as soon as they answer the phone. Get me out.
I'm sure Robinhood will hit you something with, "I'm sorry, sir, but we can't process that right now." You know.
Well, they can. They can get you out on their side, but
For sure.
it's gonna cost you an extra amount, but it might save you thousands.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, so sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
There's one thing in trading that you can't do is if you ever see a world of hurt, don't fight that. Get out.
Yeah.
That's one thing you gotta learn. This game is not about fighting. You can't just haymaker your way back in here. That's just not gonna work, guys.
Yeah.
So when you get haymakered, you learn to stay on the ground.
Right.
You don't just stand back up in trading and then keep pushing.
Right.
Because that's how you really just blow an account.
Right.
You can blow it in one day if you want.
Right. The pain is what dictates that, right? You have to have that pain at first to not want to do it again, you know? And you need
100%.
that sometimes. SPY down big, down to 306.89. SPY dropping, pulling everything else down.
don't fight pain with pain. You got to fight pain with intelligence, and that means slowing things down.
Right. We have a good class, like an old class. I'll try to find it later. But one of the things we talk about is if you're having a rough day, man, take a break. Go do something you enjoy doing. Go, if you enjoy go into the gym, go to the gym, man. If you enjoy playing Xbox, play Xbox. If you enjoy reading a book, read a book, man. Take a step back. Get your mind
All right.
right.
Calling the best trade, at least for me, if we can get a pullback here in DAL. This was that Warren Buffett stock that he bought up like 1% back, and people want to buy this.
Yeah.
So let it come back to, I'm going to look for 49.10s as an entry, and I can risk up to 49.40, really. You can risk 30 cents on this move, and it's more than $1 move back down. So let's see if we get a nice big pop up here.
Hey, Mitch. Look at the chat. I don't know, it might be a little bit of a delay. Your emoji's coming in handy, brother. I'm kind of copying off of Sean, though, just to give him his credit, but, Yeah, Costco got rejected right at 309. You see that?
Yeah,
Your
crack
emoji,
it
man,
up.
coming in handy.
You get me out, man.
Roku at the VWAP.
Oh, can you imagine if that Robinhood day would have happened when the market was dropping?
Oh my gosh,
good
dude,
Lord.
there would be lawsuits galore, I'm sure. Man.
Yeah, galore, dude.
Everybody would be just panicking and freaking out on Robinhood. It would be terrible. That would be the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
the reality
no, I
is
agree
though.
with you.
Well, the reality is that the markets are usually going to rebound, and so whenever the market tanks like this, the people that get out are usually the ones that get hit the most, right? The people that stay in it are usually the ones that are okay.
All right, guys. So right now is where I'm expecting the moves to start happening. I've seen a lot of down moves. Let's see if we get a reversal here. If not, I'm going to expect them and start nailing some of these shorts.
But yeah, the people that get out are usually the ones that get hit. The people that stay in, they're usually okay.
I have to agree with that.
The market always rebounds. Look at Black Friday back in '87, October. Market rebounded within like 4 days. People that got out are the ones that lost their life savings. The ones that stayed in it were fine. I mean, maybe even made a little bit of money if they added to it. But
all right, be careful here with EMPH. It's coming to VWAP. A little concerned about this maybe squeezing here. There you go. Got a little bit of a squeeze there. Big bid put on 75s.
people are freaking out. I'm not sure how Robinhood recovers from this. Yeah, 100%. Like I just said, especially with the free options that are now available to traders like TD Ameritrade, E-Trade. Now that those are free to compete directly with Robinhood, I don't know how they recover either, honestly. There's just too many free options.
300,000 guys put on the bid here for EMPH at 51.75. I'm looking for a pullback towards that level. I saw that someone jumped in big there, so I'm looking for a pullback to get in here.
AMD at VWAP, LK broke above VWAP. Roku had a nice little rejection or a fade there. Spot back at VWAP now.
CRWD looks good. Starting to see some stocks reverse here. Yep. Look at that EMPH rip, guys. That thing did a 75-cent rip here, so I'm looking for a pullback, but we'll see if we get it. Gold making a move up after being heavily shorted. The problem with gold, I've noticed, is that it trades off a 15-minute window, and not a 1 minute window. Be careful with that one, with 1 minute kind of catching you out of your placement.
SPY getting rejected a little bit there at that VWAP.
AMAT, interesting, guys, above this 60. It should start breaking up to 60.25s. Let's see what happens.
What's up, Tiny? Sorry, I forgot to say hey to you earlier. How you doing, Tiny? Glad you can join us. Man, with this market, I need taps so I can short. All my picks are in the red. Yeah, certainly. Market's been red most of the time.
I think pay attention to some squeezes here. Might get some VWAP bounces. Looking to get in here on EMPH at 51.75s. If I can get it, I'll definitely take a shot because there was a 300 bid put on that level. I could take a shot off 56. Another one that I look interesting to make a day up move, XLU. Remember I talked about this one yesterday? This one made a great move yesterday after the SPY broke out. CRWD, guys, looking for a VWAP bounce play in that one. Talked about that one looking strong this morning. LK breaking out there too. AMAT. I'm looking for one of these to pull back to VWAP. Let's see which one pulls back. AMAT making that move up there to 16.25s like I just called out a while ago. We'll see that one comes back to VWAP. How's AMD doing?
Hold on, sorry. Sorry, my daughter's teacher just emailed me saying that she hasn't done her makeup work and that she's not doing great in one of her classes, and so I gotta...
Story of the life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Just trying to sneak it.
5th grader, bro. 5th grader, dude. You know how it is, man. Yeah, man. I remember 5th grade, you know. I was a beast at kickball, you know.
All right, watch out, guys. I might take a shot here. AMD looking good, but I didn't catch it there in the 890. Would like to have caught it there in the 90. Be careful with a surge to 49. Remember, this one has the analyst day. It could start making a surge back up. So I'm trying to pay attention here.
AMD's pulled up to test 49 and is since pulling back, so I'm kind of copying the SPY for the most part, I think.
Yep. My EMPH might fail me. I'm still looking for it. All right, that other rejection there looks good there on AMD.
Yep, SPY getting hit too.
All right, let it try one more time. Up 1, up 2, up 3. Let it get here to 80s and I can risk off 49s.
I don't hate Roku right here either. I might take a little bit on Roku. It just depends. I'm gonna wait to see if it bounces up to 113.50 and then I can risk off a 68.
I missed my entry there at 80. I had a chance there to grab 80s, guys. I was just looking at 2 stocks at once. This is when it gets a little bit difficult. I'm trying to nail this type of approach. My EMPH hasn't filled me there at 51.75s, but it bounced off there. Would have liked to got in there, maybe VWAP.
SPY getting hit might break lows, but AMD doesn't look that bad. AMD's still at 48.70s, right around the VWAP, so. And here goes Roku. Like I said, I might take a little bit of Roku just because the range is small. I know it's a little early, but if we get a bounce back. It might take a little bit just in case the SPY bounces here. But I am talking short.
All right, guys, AMD popping up to the resistance line there. Gotta cancel my order first. EMPH. There you go. Got a starter there. 79s. Risk right now is 49.
All right, so I'm almost up $10 in my little Roku trade with 20 shares. Let me see if we can break lows. I think we're lagging a little bit on Thinkorswim though.
Might break 49 and might have to get out. It just broke 49 there for a second there. I just got out. Not gonna fight it.
Yeah, I think that's the right move.
It needed to reject that line real quickly. Now it actually played on the upside, but I'm just gonna leave it alone. I've been looking for my EMPH entry, but haven't been able to get it. So let's see if we can get a dip here.
Just to show you guys my little trade on Roku, I'm in with 20 shares. I'm gonna scale out a little bit here just in case it bounces, and just really small trade. I'll put Mitch back up. I'm just kind of letting y'all let it all glance.
Today I'm having that whole thing where I'm looking at too many stocks, seeing a lot of them do the move that I want to see, but not taking shots. So CRWD, good VWAP bounce there. LK, good VWAP bounce there. Those are the two that I've called out. I was looking for VWAP bounce and just completely missed it because I started looking at AMD. It shows you guys to have that consistent focus on the stocks that you think are going to do the right move, and that you're watching the pattern. You take your eyes off of it, a lot of times you can get a miss. Stick to the ones you think are doing the best pattern and just watch those consistently.
All right, I got out for my little $15 win on Roku. I'll put Mitch back up. I'm just kind of building up a little bit of a cushion with small share size because it's a little bit earlier than I generally trade. But I got into the fake out fade on Roku, and I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Maybe I should have held a little bit, but nice little fake out fade there for Roku. TLRY, JB, what's up, JB? Let's put on some jazz. Don't get mad at me. I'm putting on some jazz, guys. It's a little bit early today. CGC kind of looks like a fake out fade here, but the range is too tight. Space on which direction, Pi? Up or down? I think that high up there at like 2670 is an interesting level to see if it holds underneath that or breaks or what's going on right there. I think that's probably the biggest level that I'm watching. Market pushing back down some. I probably should have held a little bit of Roku, but like I said, it's a little bit earlier than I generally trade right now, and so you know, I just gotta kind of take it slow for now, make a little bit of money, and plan to push a little bit later.
Two that I like, LK, EMPH.
If your screen's blurry, 92, refresh. It was a small loss for Mitch. He lost $19. But refresh your screen if it's blurry.
Yeah, I got in there with only 100 shares, guys, on that one. Didn't risk much. I just wanted to get a starter and see it go towards the 48. But it didn't even move towards the 48, so instant out. So one thing I've noticed also in my trading a lot, guys, at least in the last month or two, is when I get my winners, I'm getting big wins, I'm holding my winners, I just have to cut losses really quickly. There's no point. When you nail it, you nail it. All right, guys, want to see EMPH create a bottom here at 60, and then I can try to take an attempt for a swing back. look for that 300 buyer to show up again on the bid side. If not, then we could see him just knock it down. Could have been someone trying to knock it down here. So we'll see what happens.
Short. Okay, Pi. Yeah, like I said, I think that 2670 level is the biggest level for that one that I'm watching. AMD back down below VWAP might give us that chance to bounce back up to 4860s if it gets up there. And then maybe like a 49 something risk. A little bit larger risk than I usually like taking though.
See if we can get a pullback here.
I'm gonna jump into like 50 shares of AMD. It's a little bit late, but I think if the market breaks the lows here, it's gonna really pull this one down. And so I don't mind taking just a small position and trying to get a few bucks from this one really quick. There goes AMD to the $0.50. There's the market breaking lows. There's 47s. Probably should have taken a little bit more, but you know, whatever. 45s.
All right, gonna let EMPA try to bottom out here.
40s. I'm gonna just jump out here, make it a one and done trade. That's the same move I was talking about right there. Just trying to jump in AMD. SPY broke the lows and was able to take 50 shares and just make a nice little, 15 bucks or so from it. But got in and out quick. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Anthony. Appreciate it, brother. Remember, guys, hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every day. We are not experts here. We are not gurus. We just teach you guys what works and what works for us specifically. And so if you appreciate that, you appreciate the trading resource we have here, hit that subscribe button, click the bell. We do this live for free every day. So smash that like button if you can as well. It's a great way to help support our free content here is just hitting that like button. Let's shoot for 100 likes today.
Risking 20 cents here. Got to really be careful here. If it breaks 51.44s, I need to get out. It just jumped on me. Just jumped down, leg down on me. I got to get out in a second. If it doesn't recover here, just got to get out. Need a quick recovery here. Let it pop above my number here. And I'll try to get out some. All right, guys, took 100 off there just to protect myself. I'm not going to let myself be in that much of a world of hurt if this doesn't go against, if it goes against me here. If I got the bottom there, I don't mind taking a little bit, and I can take more at the top if this breaks out from here on.
Hey, what's up, Eagles? Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir.
There you go. It's starting to get a bottom there. And I can use that bottom 56 no matter what as my out here. And I can start looking to gain in this, try to average in here. I want to see a pop to 52, and then I'm going to put an order out at 51.75s.
All right, AMD might give me another chance to jump in with another small little position here for the fake out fade short position. Maybe a little bit too late.
I like LK there off the 38.34 risk. Probably going to try to get a little bit of that too at the same time to see if we can get both of these to come back here.
nice pie. Nice work roll.
I want to see if this gets bought up at 52, guys. It got up there to 51.90s.
AMD never quite got high enough. I'm not really seeing too much. I saw some for a split second on Thinkorswim, but nothing really major, I don't think.
Watch for a hard down move here. Be careful. SPY coming down, so I gotta be careful here, guys. I'm fighting the SPY, and right now it's not the best time to fight the SPY. Just gotta be careful here. See if it gets a buy through 52. There's 93s, 98s. Let's see that 52 show up. There you go. Perfect. Now we put an order to add at 75. Like I just talked about, I want to stay with the plan that I'm establishing, not change the plan as the trade goes along. So now we're looking for an add here at 51.75. Let's see if we get it. If we do add at 75 from that point on, we need to be break even on the rest.
Alright, I'm scaling into a little bit on AMD. Just gonna keep this one pretty tight.
All right, there's a push up to 52.10s there. Now I don't mind if it pulls back and fills me, because what do you get this position? And this time, at this point, you're feeling confident. You're feeling like, all right, well, I'm feeling good here. You can look for this nice push out here towards the 25s and 50s. I'm gonna put an order out at 52.40 here. Let's do 35s here to sell 75. If it gets up there, we'll sell it. I'm gonna cancel my buy order now that it's above there. Looking for this to break through the 25s, and then we'll sell 75 of it.
Are they really? WHO is having another conference today? That's not good for me. I don't usually like the conferences. It influences my trade too much, but...
Order out at 30s. I think this might break out just for a second here and just create a little tick here. Want to give it a shot there. There you go, 32s.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of AMD. AMD just got a huge spike. The WHO is influencing the SPY right now.
Boom. Oh, there you go. Massive breakout, guys. I'm going to be buying right here. Massive breakout there in the SPY.
Yep.
Woohoo! Look at that breakout.
Yeah, WHO is having a conference apparently, so I'm out. I got out of AMD, took a loss, but kept the losses
guys,
on the day small.
looking to add back in EMPH here, guys. I'm up over $1 here.
Let's see what's going on.
Look at that. All right, guys. Let's see if I can make a good buy here. Look for a stock that just broke out and pulls back towards the support. Near support, guys.
All right, so the Fed cut 50 basis points.
Ah, there you go. There's the cut. There's the rate cut.
Yeah, that's what's going down.
Yep,
Fed
rate cut.
50. Yep, that's what's going down.
Okay, look for the VIX to come down. Look for the VIX to come down. Look at the VIX. Making a great move down.
TVIX, UVXY all going to be dropping right now for sure.
All right, guys, once we get $100, I'm going to take this off.
Yeah, luckily I got out. I think I lost like I lost 23 bucks on AMD. So I kept it pretty small. I'm down $8 on the day, or $9. And so luckily I got out of there as soon as I noticed. AMD and the SPY ripping up, I just jumped out because, regardless of what I was in with the trade, sometimes market conditions are going to influence the trades I'm in, and so I just had to bail out of that thing. And luckily, 100%. I kept it pretty tight. And
Look
like
for
I said,
those VWAP bounces, guys. Look for VWAP bounce.
Like Mark Douglas says, man, anything can happen. And even though I was short and I liked the short setup and I was making money short, the rate was cut by 50 basis points, and so that's going to positively affect the market. And I was able to keep my losses tight when we had an outside influence affect my trade. So actually happy with how I managed it.
Making over $1 on this trade again, 2 days in a row, guys.
But yeah, if I would have held it a little bit longer, it could have turned into a big loss. And so, I'm happy. I jumped out.
Boom. I'm out, guys. Nice $96 on that trade.
Good trade.
100 shares, another $100.
Nice work, bro.
All right, now looking for pullbacks, guys. Looking for pullbacks. Some people will tell you to hold in that situation, but when you have $1 and you only risked here 15, 20 cents, it's great to take profits.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking profits there for sure. You could hold, but it just depends on how much you're okay with risking, and I think you exiting there was a solid, that was the right move.
Yep. Look at that LK call out off of 38.34s. I hope someone got that LK. I wanted to get it at the same time, but didn't have enough buying power. I keep running into the situation where I want to buy multiple stocks, just don't have the money for it, so I'm thinking I'm taking too big of share size.
I think 100 shares is good. I think that works for you. And I think if you trade big range stocks like you've been doing, then, 100 shares is a good level. You're not burning much in commissions. I think that's kind of like a good sweet spot for you.
Yeah, definitely a good sweet spot. I'm doing a 3/4 sale and then keeping the rest.
Right.
Looking for VWAP bounces here, guys. I'm not seeing much, but I'm going to look to see if I can get 1 minute pullbacks.
Yeah, so my bias was short as the market was dropping, obviously. Now that the market's ripped up, obviously I'm going to switch
we need to find out what it was. Try to find out what it was they announced. They announced something.
Well, it was a 50 basis point cut is what it was.
Just so it's not the WHO, it's just the Feds.
I'm pretty sure. Let me see. All right, so so they cut 50 basis points. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two is that they said the fundamentals of the U.S. economy remain strong, says closely monitoring developments. And then they said something else that said the coronavirus poses an evolving risk to the economy. And so that did come out as well. I'm getting these news dropped on us. So yeah, that's what's basically going down is the basis point drop is what made the market rip up. And then it's an emergency rate cut, unanimous support, and fundamentals remain strong, but the COVID-19 poses evolving risks. But yeah, so basically they're dropping the 50 basis points because of coronavirus.
This guy Trump pressured them to do it.
China's doing the same thing,
China's just doing fake liquidity. But
yeah.
this was really, it was the G7 combining with Trump and making Powell move.
Yeah.
That's really what it was.
Right.
Trump's been pushing it since Monday.
For sure.
But really,
election year is coming up, bro.
The G7 put some sense into Powell.
Right.
The G7's an economic collection of the world's largest economies, and so they all are in a worry. They all convinced Powell. That's what it was. They all were like, yo, we're doing fiscal cuts right now.
Right.
So you can either join us and try to help the economy come back, or you can do the other thing and not join in on us and then just look like the one that's holding the economy back.
And then everybody's going to blame you. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality
what it
of
was.
And I don't know if I necessarily agree with it. I think Trump's just trying to get reelected. But
yeah, well, all his hard work went to the trash.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And so I think he's just trying to get reelected. But
100%.
We'll see. We'll see that. We are getting some pullbacks here in space. LK might be a good dip buy opportunity. I'm gonna let the market calm down a a little bit before I trade some
Yeah,
more, though.
definitely. Every time I've seen an overreaction, there's always a bigger pullback.
Exactly. That's every time I see a big, huge move up because of some fundamental catalyst drop, there's almost always a subsequent drop right back down. And so I'm laying off of it for right now. I'm gonna let the market calm down from this catalyst, and then I'm gonna maybe attack something. But yeah,
If I trade, it's off of lows.
yeah. And so it is what it is, you know. But we're gonna wait.
You see how low LK dropped there?
Yeah, that's what I was watching. Is LK. But I was thinking about the VWAP bounce, but then I was like, fundamental news catalyst.
People are jumping in EMP8s there. Yo, that's a risky buy there. Just to teach you guys, that's not what you want to do there, guys.
What?
That's scary. Some people jumping in there with 5,000 shares at 52.75s.
They're doing the VWAP bounce, man. They're doing the VWAP bounce now that we had to spike up. But like I said, I'm gonna let at least 15 minutes pass before I decide to trade anymore.
I don't think there's not many times I would ever take a trade if I feel the stock can move 25, 50 cent down to take over 1,000 shares. That's tough.
That's hard, man. That's scary. Yesterday I did trade some though. I did trade with pretty big sizing because I kind of pulled myself into a hole, and so. I know yesterday we were talking about averaging down and why you shouldn't do it, and I definitely averaged down yesterday. As much as I want to take credit and be like, yeah, I made that 160 bucks, I think I broke a lot of rules, and I notice I do this every few weeks. Usually it's when I'm on a green streak, and then I all of a sudden go red, that emotion, and it's like I said before, part of successful trading is just maintaining your account without blowing it. You know what I mean? Like, that's part of it. And while I did make some money yesterday, I could even pull up the video of it. I record everything. I'm gonna upload this video probably this weekend, I'm guessing. Maybe with a video on like what not to do. Let me see if I can find it.
We'll look for 38.75s to hold on LK on a pull down. If that holds, we could risk off at 38.50. Doesn't seem like a bad trade.
I gotta get this to open up not in full screen. There it is.
Looking for VIX fade. VIX fade off of 22.12s or 22.25s.
So you can see the fake out fade here. If you look at the chart, this is where I usually get in. Right here, let me see if you can see this. And so I did kind of nail a fake out fade on SPCE. You can see, made $157. I don't know how much I made. I scaled out 157 bucks, yeah. But I broke a lot of rules with it, and so got my account up a little bit, but roughly at 1900 now. But I did break rules, and like I said, I think I averaged down a little bit, and that's not what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, if your original position is to add, then that's fine. But
Right.
if you didn't, and then you're just doing it to compensate, that's when you got to really start catching your thinking.
Right, 100%. And like I said, I can be honest and objective about it. My original plan was not to add. It was to add and scale in, but it was definitely not to add that much. I got in with like over 1,000 shares on space, which is
Well,
not the funnest thing in the world, but that's
at
what
least
the problem
being real with us.
Yeah.
At least being real. That's what matters.
100%. I could be like, yeah, I made 160 bucks on a great trade. The reality is, I think I risked a little bit too much, and I broke my plan, and I averaged down a little bit, which is the strategy works well enough to kind of get me out of that hole, but I don't necessarily recommend it. I think it was a bad move on my part. You know, so as much as I'd like to take the credit for it, I can't. You know.
So I just talked about LK. I had my chance there, guys. I kind of missed the jump chance, but it's dangerous here right now. I said if it held 38.75s, it was going to look good to just get some strength at VWAP and push up. That's exactly what happened there. You see the red candle there on LK. You see it push down. It went right to 77, and then it pulled right back up. Buyers stepped in there. They stepped in there at 80s and 90s. So that's what I'm looking for to hold now. I see those buys at 90. I see those buys at 95. Let's see if 75 holds here. If not, you're going to see them sell out really quickly.
So somebody's asking why the Fed rate is good for the economy. It's because when they cut the rate, credit companies will, mortgage companies will as well, and that's going to boost the economy. Basically, is what it boils down to.
So what it really comes to is everyone has what's called a debt ratio, right, guys? All right, so most of these companies are in what we call debt. So when you have debt, of course, that comes with an interest rate, right? So when interest rates change, it means that overall, especially if you have a kind of what we call an APR or changing interest rate, the real key here is that interest rate changes for these companies, and that's why we have the Feds. So when the Feds cut and make it cheaper for stocks to borrow, stocks have a tendency of recovering a bit.
Right.
And recovering is actually measured on basis points. You can do your measure to see how far the SPY should go up from those basis cuts. And that's what all the big companies are doing right now. All the investors, all the institutionals, all the insiders, right now they're doing calculations to figure out what are the percentage moves that should happen because of those rate cuts.
Yeah, for sure.
And then what do we get left in? We get left in the retail world, guys. We're what they consider dumb money. So right now we're jumping off the momentum. And so it's kind of here is a battle of two things. There's going to be investors that are about to jump in because they feel they've gotten the price correct. And then two is going to be traders jumping in just because of the momentum.
Volatility, But yeah, what it boils down to is other companies are going to follow suit, and credit companies lower interest rates, mortgage companies lower interest rates. It's going to, positively influence the market on a short-term basis. But like a lot of people are saying in the chat, it does indicate that there are some issues with the economy, and I don't know if it's necessarily the if you're being objective, it's not really like Trump's fault here. This is just the coronavirus fears.
Yeah,
it's manufacturing issues. You know what I mean? And I don't like Trump at all. Just to clarify and preface the rest of this conversation with, I don't really like Trump. I think he's dumb in a lot of ways. But to be fair, I don't think this is necessarily his fault. I think this is mostly manufacturing issues from the coronavirus that is negatively influencing the market.
So the big thing is going to be here, that 306, guys. If you see this just tank through that 306, that means there's some backside information to this. That means the Feds are really concerned about the coronavirus more than just the down hit in the market. So there's two things that can happen here, guys. It's either I feel like the market bounces back because it thinks it can recover with just the rate cut, or the market says, hey, we see you trying to bounce this back. Investors try to get out, and the market comes down a little bit further. There's the two outlooks that are right now. So let's see what happens with this. See how concerned the Feds are, and how much of the earnings they think is going to get hit because of these. I'm done for the day, guys, just because I know this is maybe a time that I should push, but whenever I have a high volatility moment like this, and then I already set my rules not to trade past this, I'm not going to go ahead and break my rules just chasing volatility.
For sure. And I think that's the right move. You're up on the day, super volatile market now, risky. Yeah.
I mean, moves aren't making sense right now. When you get a move up to $1.50 on LK like this, and then you get a move all the way down to the support again, it's just very hard to read. And not saying that you guys can't trade right now, but saying that at least for my rules, my patterns, these are starting to break it. And instead of going outside of them, I'm going to stick within them and give myself a pat on the back for execution early on when I'm supposed to be trading.
Yep. Hey, I appreciate the sub. Let's see who did it. Blake. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the sub, brother. Welcome to the team, man.
There you go. Look at LK breaking the support there. How hard would it have been to hold there?
Let me put this back up.
AMAT looks interesting. If you want to take an attempt for a VWAP bounce, that's the only one I see.
I'm gonna wait a little while longer. The reason I'm waiting is because with my strategies, they mostly depend on not long term, but kind of bigger intraday trend, right? And so with that, I gotta wait for the market to calm down some and start to maintain a trend, because right now it's like we're up to the highs, we're back down to the lows, we're up to the highs, we're crossing over and under the VWAP, indicating kind of a choppy, indecisive trend. And for me, I gotta wait for something to stick, specifically talking about the intraday trend before I really start to trade. And right now there is not one, because we had that rate cut, market ran up some, then we immediately dropped in the next 20 minutes back below the VWAP. And so, it's kind of...
Pull up the AMAT chart. That's kind of the chart that if I did take a shot, that's the kind of chart that I would more trade. A cleaner chart that was showing good kind of consolidation at the open, and then it just pushed on up and held kind of a cleaner look.
Yeah, I like that one.
That one looks good. Another one that looked good, TJX, to show you similar kind of clean charts that you can attack.
TJX.
TJX.
Yeah.
Look at that pullback and then bounce off the VWAP. Those are the kind of charts that you want to attack. The clean look in a move like this, not one that you can't tell the bottom, you can't tell the top, you can't tell support and resistance. You probably shouldn't be trading that stock.
Right, for sure. Yeah, this one's pretty. I like that previous closes risk too.
XLU looking not too bad also, but this one has a tendency of flipping, so be careful with this one. But it is the same kind of look, a cleaner look, something you can measure, something that at least you have a good risk to reward in. And don't push yourself to chase a stock that moved $2 if you're gonna risk $1 or more than that. Keep yourself in 2 to 1s or higher. It's always going to be better because you give yourself a probability to come back.
Yep, for sure. Makes you have to be less strict with your accuracy. Austin said, well, I legit bought a put seeing the SPY dropping market open, and I was up, and then the SPY jumped $10 in a minute off of some news. Yeah, for sure, and that's the market for you. Anything can happen. Mark Douglas, rest in peace. He always talked like anything can happen, man. Anything can happen, and that's the instability of the overall market. But over the long term, you can find good setups and good patterns, but with the market, any type of outside influence can affect it on a short-term basis, and you always got to be ready for that and limit your risk, because of that. And so it's just kind of part of it, brother. Sometimes it's gonna happen. Can't really do much about it.
That's why we talked about it. And when you get in a world to hurt, it's not time to double think things, get stubborn. It's time to cut it. Understand, hey, sometimes the market isn't going to go your way, and it isn't about what you did. It's just the market.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes market's one of those things in life where you can lose, and it doesn't really mean it's your fault. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think my AMD trade was my fault. I think I was in short. I think I had made a bunch of money on AMD up to that point, and then that rate cut came. If I'm being fair with myself, though, if it was my fault, it was probably because I should have known that they were about to announce that. And I do think that does make it my fault to a certain extent, if I'm being objective here. Still, I think the setups I was trading were fine. I just think that, and I made money. I had 2 green trades up to that point. And like you can see, but AMD just got influenced by that positive market news. So it is what it is. Luckily, I maintained my risk, though. I'm down $9 on the day. So, we're still good. But we got to wait for stocks to pick a trend now.
I got to close my charts. If not, I know what will happen.
Do it, man. Close it down, bro. I got mine up. Close it down, dude.
I already did.
I see it. I see it up. Close it down, bro. I see it.
Yeah, the charts are down at least. Charts are down. Test is about to close out. But
as your friend, take that down, sir. Take that down, man. I see it.
He knows it. Gotta respect rules, guys. Gotta respect rules.
Yeah.
Winners respect their rules, man.
Right.
That's the truth, guys.
Yeah.
The people that are winning in the market, they know that, hey, if I set these rules and I set them for a reason, don't break them.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you set them.
we work very hard every day in, day out to set a process. And the number one thing that you can do to kind of put yourself back is start breaking rules.
Right, certainly. The rules are there. You got to build rules. With any valid system in trading, you have to have realistic rules to follow. And those rules are not going to be just generic, broad rules. They're going to be tailored to your personality. And so that's why trading with real money is actually important, if I'm being honest, because you have to tailor your rules to your personality and your emotions that come with trading real money, not with paper. And so, you know, in the end, you got to build rules for yourself, and then you got to understand yourself well enough to stick to them. You know?
There you go, Gideon. Wish the best for you. Get it, Eagles. You got it.
Who is Mark Douglas? Mark Douglas, he wrote Trading in the Zone, one of the best trading books ever written.
At least definitely the one that we would recommend. If you were going to buy one book in trading, that's probably the one book I would recommend.
Right. Yeah, it's Trading in the Zone, probably the best trading book ever written. He passed away a few years ago, but, you know, super realistic, super objective book on trading.
Yeah.
Very honest and, you know, makes a lot of sense if you read it.
Yeah, if you don't want to buy the book, just look up the free content that you can find.
Yeah.
We always try to let you know. Look at the free content. There's so much free content out there in the world, guys. Don't be spending all your money on those gurus. Find the information yourself. Do the hard work. Find the process. That's what we stress here at Beginner Trading, is that, hey, this isn't no easy road, but if you can start working towards it, save the most money that you can for your accounts and for your own mistakes, because at the end of the day, you are going to make mistakes as day traders. The only thing you can do is keep working towards your process and keep working towards perfecting something that can work for you day in and day out.
Yep. Yeah, and it's just part of the process of it. Yeah, but his content is widely available on YouTube. Just type in Mark Douglas Trading in the Zone, and he'll have like live conferences and interviews with him talking about it. He had a lot of really cool quotes. One of them is that when you're testing and trading a certain stock, you get a random distribution of wins and losses. Basically, your wins and losses aren't going to go in any type of specific pattern or order. And so when you see your setup, you have to take your setup. If it fits within your criteria and range of setups, you got to take it. And if you take it every time, you know, you're going to compensate for that random distribution. And he was just a really smart guy in trading terms. Yeah, Robin Hood. Yeah.
I'm telling a story here, guys, and this is honest story. I was talking to my dad over the weekend, and he's really anti against the corona. He thinks it's just kind of a something
job.
that they're hype job.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him for it. I mean, he's been around longer than I have. He's seen these things come and go, so you know, I really can't blame him on his outlook. The only thing I told him was kind of more along, hey, when we have these kind of approaches and views, there's two things we can do. We can either talk about them or we can do something about them. So I told him, hey, if you really feel that strongly, hey, why not take a bet? It could make you some good amount of money. If you could get the market to bounce back here, you know, you have really good evaluations for some of the top stocks right now. And that's really what I was looking at. But this is when it goes south, guys. This is when it goes south. I was telling them, yeah, man, well, we can use Robinhood and maybe get Robinhood Gold, get some leverage for you. And oh man, I would not be looking smart right now. Let's just say that much. My dad would have listened to me, put an investment in, and been like, I can't even touch it. What went on here, Mitch?
I'm stuck. Get me out of here. Yeah, for sure. I'm in AMD 50 shares.
And this goes to show you guys that, you know, when you invest, you got to know. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing and what kind of platforms you're using. Investments is very different than taking kind of day trades. Yeah, and Robinhood being down for 2 days just shows you that, hey, maybe
if you're in the United States and you're trying to do investments, it might not be the best to go with what we call a discount broker anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Not when there's free options available, in my opinion. If there's free options available. All right, I'm a little scared now. AMD's frozen on TEFs. We're getting a push up, which is good, but okay, there it goes. Ooh, I'm about to freak out, man. All right, now my TEFs is frozen. Either AMD or my TEFs is frozen because I'm up and it still says the same thing. The market's actually at 50.
Eagle putting up that the flu kills more people than coronavirus. Well, that is true. Overall numbers, but percentage-wise, corona is a lot more deadly.
I'm gonna get pretty frustrated here with TEFs, honestly. It was up. Now it's finally updating, but I was up way more than this. I should have been up way more than this.
I mean, servers are getting overloaded right now.
All right, I'm gonna take half off
where
here,
you are.
but yeah, I just took half off here, but I missed the move up to the $0.50 because it was frozen. Oh no, I accidentally doubled it. I was trying to get out because it's a long position. Oh no, great.
Well, sized in.
Yeah, I guess, man. Right when AMD pulls back, so frustrating. My mistake, mental error. It's alright.
But yeah, the flu and coronavirus, yeah, they're similar, but the flu's easier to get, but we won't know that just yet. The real key is what's going to happen to corona when it starts kind of mutating. Every type of virus like this mutates. Is it going to be that we start building the antibodies and then it kind of just starts not affecting as many people or healthy people? Or it could be the opposite. You know, it can mutate to being worse and start being able to pass more frequently.
Yeah, the coronavirus fears are from the unknown behind it. You know what I mean? Like, that's really where the fears are founded in, is the unknown. It's also, you know, the market's, like I said, the market's really being affected because of manufacturing is down.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about this even a month ago. I was like, China is keeping this market up so much that people thought, oh, well, yeah, this market's just going to keep going.
Right.
They were just spreading the liquidity, keeping it up. And what was the Feds doing? The Feds were keeping the market up by buying the treasuries, buying the yields, the low yields. And then what ended up happening? Boom. Actually, investors got out.
Yeah, for sure. Everything started to unload.
The investors were like, no. You guys aren't going to pull a fast one on me.
Right.
I'm going to get out before you guys even think about it. Right. And then that kind of volume that came out of the market will make the market drop.
Certainly. For sure. People panic. It's part of it, you know?
Yeah, I think it was kind of one of those things where the agros took over also. And the agros understand stops. They understand max limits. That's what they have a set amount. They don't think that the market's going to come back. They see that drop and they go, whoa. Sell positions. Right. And then the problem is that most of the agos, they don't sell positions in one hit. They sell it in multiple hits. And then so what ends up happening is momentum on the bid side pushes. We've all seen this. If everyone slams the ask, what happens to the stock?
All right, so I just got out of my AMD position. I'm frustrated because of this glitch on Thinkorswim. Look at this glitch on Thinkorswim in the SPY. I saw this, which is just a glitch on Thinkorswim right here. And I was like, oh no, I'm not getting caught in that drop. And I jumped out right when AMD's spiking where I should have held through. And so maybe this is just a sign I shouldn't trade today. Yeah, I made $160 yesterday. Maybe I should, I don't know. We'll see. That was the rebound bounce setup though I call on AMD, and maybe it's now pushing up to the levels I wanted, but this glitch scared me out of my position, unfortunately. But it is what it is. It's alright. $56 loss. It'll be alright. But man, that was it right there. There's the bounce.
Du-du-du-dum.
Maybe I'm going to consider another pullback on the AMD, but we'll see. That was the rebound bounce that I generally trade. And so I'm watching the market pretty closely here, but we'll see. Let me see what the chat's doing. Yeah, I mostly don't trade options. I had the same problem earlier. Yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, it's been a super profitable few weeks and really a few months for me. And so, like I said, I'm going to have, if this week continues like this, it's going to be my first losing week in like, I don't know, man, a while. And that's all right, because every week's not going to be green. The flu kills more people than the coronavirus. Need larger buttons, John, maybe. Hey, be careful, Daniel. You got this, brother. You're doing well, man. But just be careful, bro.
Yeah, Daniel, one of the best things to do is when you're feeling like that, realize that what you have is you're riding the zone. You're focused in, you're executing great. Realize it's okay to walk away. But when you come back, you might lose that zone.
Yep.
And so when we're in the zone, it doesn't mean that we don't have to kind of stop, but you have to set reward limits and risk limits. Don't get to the point where your rewards get infinite. That's how you give it all back.
Jerome says it wasn't a glitch, it's on my chart too. But yeah, if you're using Thinkorswim, it's going to be there too. The glitch on Thinkorswim doesn't mean it's just going to be on my charts. It's just going to mean it's going to be over the whole Thinkorswim platform. People should be able to see it, but it was certainly a glitch. It was certainly a glitch.
Yeah.
This happens. I see these happen a lot, but it is what it is. Maybe I should have been a little bit more patient with it if I'm being, fair, I guess. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Austin. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Thomas. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. And we'll see. It's still early for me. Down pretty small.
Hey guys, if you guys want to go ahead and use the platform that John and I use to trade on these streams, go ahead and check out TradeNet, guys. This is a solid, high quality platform and packages. What I like is, it's a funded account program, so you can day trade as much as you want. I know a lot of you traders are getting stuck there in Robinhood today. Look outside, find some other resources. Not saying you necessarily need to trade with TradeNet, but if you are looking at Robinhood, maybe you have to start looking elsewhere. TradeNet has great commissions, cheap commissions. You're able to short stocks. Plus, you get access to their chat room, a demo account to practice, and a legit trading course. A lot of you guys that are trying to get the most for your value, this is where we think it definitely is. All this for less than $400. So it definitely makes sense on the risk to reward side of things. If you're out there and you're looking to get into trading and try to get the most for your money, not only is this going to give you a chance to go ahead and trade live money, but it's also going to go ahead and give you a chance to go ahead and get that trading course, get access to a chat room. You could look at some professional traders. You can have access to some questions. There's just too much value here, guys, for what you're actually getting or what you're actually paying for. So definitely check it out, guys. I'll post the link up in the chat and you guys can check it out. It's a great way to support the channel. And of course, we're a little bit biased towards it because we use it every single day, but check it out, guys. It could definitely help you start getting your live trading going.
Yeah, sure. And like some paper trading platforms, like you said, are the same price. I'm going to buy a little bit more here, but yeah, this is the TradeNet TEFs platform that comes with TEFs and TradeNet. And maybe you're right. I saw on the SPY that dip was there in the overall market in the SPY. So maybe y'all are right. And maybe it wasn't a maybe it wasn't a glitch, but at least it's showing up on the TEF's charting as well. And so, we'll see.
Yeah, it could also be sometimes we get what's called a out of the market buyer or seller. So pretty much, let's say a position size that's big and put up 10 cents away from the price point or 20 cents away from the price point. These are what you see sometimes those wicks come from. They're not necessarily that the price sustained up there, but that there was a sell up there.
Right, for sure. All right, so I got in with 100 shares here. Gonna scale out if we make a little bit more. The reason I'm betting on this is because the SPY previous closing price is at 309.09. If the SPY can maintain above that, it should cause an overall bullish sentiment in the market. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here for AMD. And that's kind of why I have the SPY up, because this level should hold. And if it does, like I said, that should positively influence my AMD trade if the market maintains up there. We are getting some volatility though. We're moving pretty quick here, so gotta be careful.
Yeah, someone asked, Rodrigo asked here, for tests after the 14,000 buying power, what's the next level?
There's the student.
The student, exactly. I think that's really my favorite account. I've traded it. This is the account that I think really gives you a chance to really start making those great profits. You can use the intro. I think the intro is really good to get your feet wet, start getting that account up. But once you start seeing the profits, you really need to start trying to invest in yourself and look for bigger accounts. Once you have that bigger account, what that does is that gives you at least a cushion for you to stick to your strategy, stick to your process, and let yourself get what we call the normal downside draw, and then get the swing of things right back up. Because if you're using a consistent system, it doesn't always mean that you're going to be on the upswing, but it does mean that your downswing should eventually catch up and you should start getting that upswing back.
Yeah, so I took a little bit of profits in AMD. I accidentally added another 50 shares when I was trying to take half off. Luckily, it worked out for me this time, though. But I'm going to let AMD work here and maybe add some if it pulls back. Watching the overall market, seeing if the market's going to maintain, like I said, above that previous closing price is what I'm really doing here. But I made a little bit. We're going to let it work and see what happens. Gotta watch the SPY, see how much it's going to be influenced positively by the 310 whole dollar level. See if that holds. Yeah, it's roughly 2.5K, 3K. No.
Yeah, it really depends on the discount at the time, but yeah, definitely.
No, you can't, Mr. Korak. You can't. We're not going to promote any other channels. I appreciate you asking, but I stopped promoting other channels, and the reason I stopped promoting other channels, and like I said, I'll be honest about it, is because my one rule for not promoting, or for another channel, if people wanted to kind of post their channel link, my one rule was that they can't live stream like as a direct competitor to me. They can't live stream at the same time. And what I would usually get is people would say, oh yeah, I don't ever live stream. And so I'd post their channel, and then they would immediately start directly streaming at the same time as me. And so because of that, I'm not gonna help my competitors grow. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But sorry, brother. I appreciate you asking me, though. I really do. I really appreciate you asking, because most people don't ask; they just try to post it.
Yeah, Ray. One of the things I think the student account is really great for is, let's say if you get an intro account and you show that you can be profitable with that, and you're showing yourself kind of working your consistent profits up, you can actually upgrade and upgrade from the intro to the student. That's kind of what I would more recommend. You seeing yourself doing some profits, you're doing well, start taking that swing. Give yourself a chance to get a big account. With 80,000 in buying power, just like Ray brought up here, it sounds a lot better than putting up 25,000 in a day trading account.
And you're risking so much less.
And risking that. Yeah, you're risking that. You know, here you can try to trade with that amount of money and not put that money at risk.
Yeah, that's where they really shine, is because they eliminate some of the risk you take. Like even the base package, which is like $400, right? The benefit of that is that you're risking $400, but you're getting almost 15,000 to trade with. You're getting a ton of buying power to trade with, and you're risking much less. And so, especially for new traders who are probably going to lose their account anyway, you're just risking way less, and that's the huge benefit of it. You know. All right, SPY ripping up, helping my AMD trade.
And it looks like someone grabbed on gold.
Yeah, Daniel's been pushing it, pushing gold all day.
Yeah, I mean, it looked good once it had that bearish and then it broke out.
Yep.
You know, it had a bearish look and it finally got into a fair value territory and people started taking it off.
Yep.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for me, guys. Like always, guys, definitely stay up with the Discord. The Discord is how you can keep up with us 24/7. One of the great things about using the Discord is there's a lot of traders talking different strategies, talking different asset classes. There's people looking at options on there, cryptos. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't hold back. What we look for, guys, is for you guys to keep helping each other, keep growing the family. And at the end of the day, we are a community to help each other. So like always, guys, don't stress so much on realized and unrealized. Keep showing those processes, keep working through them, helping other traders, because that really shows kind of that significant change in your trading is when you start focusing on process, not focusing on realized or unrealized results.
All right, brother. Later, man. Good job today, bro.
Yep, another day, another dollar plus on profit cents per share. That's really what I'm focusing on here, guys. It's not necessarily the share count that makes the money. It's the actual cents per trade. Another day where I risked about 25 cents here and was able to get over $1. When we're thinking about that in terms, that's an over 4-to-1 trade. And we need to continue shooting for those 3-to-1, 4-to-1 trades. Take them when they're there. Don't get greedy. Celebrate the win and understand that that gives us a chance to have a 25%, 30% accuracy rate and still be in the green.
Man, AMD ripped up. I sold a little bit too soon, and that's all right. I made a little bit of money back, but missed out on another 20 cents or so, which is okay. Sorry.
No stress, guys. You guys have a great one. Like always, beginner in, beginner out. You guys, John probably be wrapping up soon, but hope you guys have a great day. Take care.
Later, brother. Yeah, Vahid says, can you close your background music? It makes us headaches. Most people actually like the background music, brother, so sorry, man. I'm starting to think about LK here. I don't know whether I really want it, but I could use a risk level down here at like 85 or so. What I'm really watching with LK is I'm watching it battle this previous closing price, which is almost exactly at the whole dollar. And so if it can maintain above that, I really like LK, but it's got to maintain above that level. And so I'm going to jump in with a small size here. And we'll see what happens with it, but just a little size with LK. Like I said, hoping it can maintain above that previous closing price. And since it has such a big range, that's what I'm kind of betting on here. We'll see what happens though. AMD's up to 77s. Make fun of me, guys. Call me dumb. I missed out on that one, certainly. Yeah, Thinkorswim's level 2 is completely off though. We have some Christmas music. Yeah, the music's here to stay. Yeah, most people like the music. That's what I'm saying. Hey, appreciate the sub, saying. Welcome to the team. I appreciate it. We got 50 likes in here, guys. Come on, man. Y'all are being stingy with likes. Y'all gotta bring that number up to over 100 at least. Come on. You know, you got 50 likes. You got 210 people here, 211 people. You know, I'm gonna need that like count go up, team. Come on, seriously. Y'all gotta help us out here. We're giving you guys a great service. love the tunes. That's why I'm here. Yeah, for sure. Most people will like the music. I can turn them down a little bit, I guess. There you go. Let me know how that is. So it's louder than my voice. Okay, maybe that's right. Let me know if that's better. I turned it down a little bit. SPY dipping down here, probably going to negatively influence my LK trade. I'm going to get out of here. I don't feel like risking that much with this. SPY's dropping too much. I think Eric Bander says, any comment about the Robinhood fiasco yesterday and today? Let me know how much. I'm going to turn the music down just so you guys can hear it. And so Mitch and I talked about this, and I think this is terrible for Robinhood. I really think it's just terrible for Robinhood. I think Robinhood is kind of on thin ice already as it is, considering, Robinhood used to be the only name out there that offered free commissions as a trading platform. They were the only name out there that really did it. Everybody else charged commissions, and Robinhood and Webull, I guess, a little bit later on, were kind of like the shining star in that they came out and allowed people to trade without commissions. And so traders flocked to Robinhood so they could trade more for free, basically. But then, then TD Ameritrade and E-Trade and Schwab all came out with free commissions. And so people didn't really have much of a use for Robinhood at that point in time. I do think that Robinhood should mostly advertise themselves towards beginner traders because it's like a simplistic platform. But anybody that actually knows what they're doing in trading mostly doesn't prefer to trade on Robinhood, I guess. A lot of times people maybe sign up for free stocks. But point is, I'm not saying if you trade on Robinhood you don't know what you're doing. I'm just saying a lot of the people on Robinhood trade because it's an easy-to-use platform. At the same time, though, I think if you take traders and you say TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, they're going to pick TD Ameritrade every time. Most of the time, especially if they know what they're doing in trading. Because TD Ameritrade, just like Robinhood, now has free commissions. Now, with all that said, after this big trading fiasco where people's funds are getting locked out, people can't exit their positions, their platforms are freezing, thousands and thousands of dollars are going to be lost on Robinhood. I think it just adds more fuel to the fire of that people don't really have that much of a reason to stay at Robinhood. Like I said, of course, I'm biased in that regard because I love Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim is my favorite platform out of any trading platform around. And I think, obviously, if you give me the choice of Robinhood or Thinkorswim, again, I'm going to pick Thinkorswim every single time. And with that said, I think it's terrible for Robinhood because I think Robinhood was kind of on thin ice as it is with these other platforms starting to offer free commissions in the last 6 months or so. And I think they're going to find a hard time being profitable with all of that competition that's new. And especially when stuff like this happens, I think people are just going to flock to Webull. I think people are going to flock to TD. I think people are going to flock to E-Trade. And I think it's terrible for Robinhood as a company. Like I said, I think if Robinhood's going to succeed, if I was Robinhood, I would advertise ourselves as the easiest beginner trading or the easiest beginner platform for traders because it's really easy to use, and that's what I would advertise, and I'm pretty sure that's what they do advertise. But like Mitch said, I think it's terrible for Robinhood. I think people are just going to leave in bundles from Robinhood because, again, it's a tough thing to do. It's a tough thing to come back from. Now, at the same time, this isn't necessarily that uncommon with Robinhood, if I'm being completely honest here. I've seen this happen with Robinhood multiple times since I started trading. In the last few years, this has happened, a bunch of times with Robinhood. And to be fair, though, this kind of happens with every broker every now and then, but I do think it's a little bit more common with Robinhood servers for sure. Yeah. Yeah, people's option positions are the ones that are going to be the most hurt from them. For sure. Alright, so like I said, the big thing what I'm watching right now is just the SPY itself. Still battling that previous close. I mean, I've seen it happen before on Robinhood where the servers were down. I've certainly seen it happen. Cool. And like I said, I've been trading for about 3 years, running the stream every day for 3 years now. And I've had multiple days where people come to us and they're like, yo, Robinhood's down. Robinhood's down. What do we do? Robinhood's down. And so it's definitely not the first time. Cool. No offense to you, brother. I've seen it happen a bunch. You might not have traded the days it did happen, but I've certainly seen it happen multiple times. Rite Aid, though, pretty strong today. Nice little VWAP bounces there. Beginner trading, did you see the Python code snippets being posted from Robinhood? What were they posted on? Where? They did not use the is leap method. Let me see. So I'll say this though, Python was the first language I learned, Texas Trader, but I'm more so a front-end developer. So I'm more so JavaScript, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I know a little bit of Python, but it's been a while since I've looked at Python. And so what that looks like to me is a function, Texas Trader. That looks like a function, but it's been, like I said, I know Python is a little bit simpler. And so with that said, let me take a look at it. But again, it's been a while since I've looked at Python, if I'm being completely honest. Mostly I've moved over to JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and like web app languages or web app libraries like React and stuff like that. React Native mostly is what I've been working on lately. But let me take a look. Oh, the is leap method. I see. Yeah, so they didn't add the method that accounted for leap year in their time. What in JavaScript would be time functions, but I guess in Python it's time-based methods. And so they didn't add is leap for leap year. I see. That makes sense. Ooh, that's a dumb error, man. That's a very simple error to fix too. Well, it is what it is. I do love Python as a language, though. I mean, JavaScript, like basic JavaScript is pretty simple, like vanilla JavaScript. So it's not that much difficult. But when you compare something like Python to like C or C++, Python is astronomically more simple. I mean, to print something to the screen on Python is just print with quote or with parentheses. It's the easiest language ever, and it's the first language I learned. It really is what got me involved in programming. But yeah. Yeah, so now I see the mistake. So yeah, they could have accounted easily for that. Um, they could have easily accounted for isLeap. I'm assuming isLeap is what in JavaScript would be a function that tells you that it's leap year and to account for that with your programming. And so the fact that they didn't do that is kind of ridiculous if you really think about it. Even though somebody's saying that that's not the total issue, that it's more so server side. Yeah, I see that. But man, just such a basic mistake though, and we gotta be fair to Robinhood. They've been around a while. They were a startup that grew very quickly because they offered free commissions, and so I'm looking at MU, see if it can pull back some. That's all I'm really looking at right now. I'm just assuming the market's going to continue moving up. And so if MU can pull back to the previous closing price and I can get a good buy spot right there at like 54.60, I might. I'm going to wait though and see. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Especially if you're programming like a dynamic web app like Robinhood. I mean, that's a very simple error. And yeah, they should have caught that. I don't know who reviewed the code before they went live with it, but a few people. It's not. I'm assuming if they missed that code, they only have one programmer. They did, at least when they first got started, which is a good lesson on why you should have multiple programmers. And then if you don't have multiple programmers, you should get one programmer, an independent programmer, to review your main, back-end programmer's code before the production goes live. And if you don't, you can lose people thousands of dollars, especially when you're talking about like a day trading or a stock app, not a day trading, but an investing application, web app. You got to have somebody review that, man. If somebody could have just reviewed that, they would have caught that error. But it sounds like when they first got started that they just didn't have anybody to independently review it. They probably just have one programmer. Yeah, it's a tough mistake, man. It's a tough mistake. See you, Buzz. Later, brother. We got 71 likes. Let's pump that number up to over 100. Still kind of waiting here. I'm gonna get impatient, take 50 shares of MU and try to scale into a little bit more if we can. Here's the pullback I wanted. Gonna add another 100 or another 50. Gonna add another 50 down to the previous close at 60 or so. All right, so I'm in with 200 shares of MU. There's my adding spot. Oh, it bounced right at that previous close. We'll see if it respects it anymore. It didn't. Let me see what the market's doing. I'm guessing it's down. Yeah. Unfortunate. We break under 50, I'm out of here. I'm out of there. That's just too much. Just dropped way too quick. Market just tanked. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not seeing too much I really like. I don't want to give too much of my wins back from yesterday. Yesterday, like I said, I made like 160 bucks. Today, I'm down about half of that, and I just don't want to give too much of my gains back from yesterday. So I'm just gonna hang it up today, guys. It's past 10. You know, we'll see. If I do trade, I'll post it to the Discord, but I'm probably just gonna be finished with the day. I've liked CGC this week. Like I said, this has been my first losing week. Like, if I post this, like, watch. Let's look at my trader view stats, shall we? Alright, so I just deleted some of these on TraderView, and I'll get this so you guys can actually see it. Alright, so yeah, so I just deleted these, and like watch, I can upload the last few weeks on TraderView. We'll start on February 17th, and we'll upload to the 24th first. We'll name this Review 1. You see it's called Review 1. I'm going to import this, go to choose file, Review 1, upload. There we go. I was gonna panic for a second and be like, what? All right, it just took a little while. So yeah, $336 that week, and then we are going to go from the 25th to the 3rd, which is today. So this is the last 2 weeks, almost exactly. Review 2. Alright, so yeah, last 2 weeks I've made about 565 bucks. If we look at my report view, like these are my stats, and this is prior to yesterday, but like this is, you know, like I said, I just uploaded these live, and so you guys can kind of see it. But let's look at my stats a little bit closer. I definitely took a little bit of a dip in my accuracy in the last 2 weeks. My accuracy is roughly 64%. A little bit under 64%. I am happy with a few of these things. Like my profit factor is still solid. Average winning trade is over twice as much as my average losing trade, and my largest win is, you know, 400% compared to my largest loss. I am holding my winners a little bit longer, although it's not been as beneficial in the last few days. And so, yeah, these are my stats. I've been doing well with Space, ENPH, CGC, MU, AMRN, and IQ. Not so well with Tesla and AMD, which is surprising, to be honest. But, yeah, those are my stats the last 2 weeks. We'll see if we can turn it around. But like I said, this is going to be a losing day. I did make a nice little $157 in profit yesterday after losing a few days. But what I'm really happy with, and what I'm definitely, proud of, is that I'm winning in 77.8% of my days in the last 2 weeks. And so it's been pretty solid. And we'll just see how, the rest of the week treats me. It's still only a day in, or it's still only 2 days into the week, and still we have a lot of week left. And so we'll try to end green. But yeah, not too bad, not too shabby here with almost 80% daily accuracy. So I've won on 80% of my days, roughly, a little bit less than that in the last 2 weeks. And so I'll take that. And yeah, I think market influences are just affecting me, which is fine. I had to close my charts. I was getting depressed over not trading. Even paper isn't filling the board. Tomorrow's another day. I think I have one more day left to trade. Yeah, I think that's a good call. I think, there's not much today, unfortunately. And you can see how boredom just hurts me in the long run. I get bored. I don't really see any good, great setups, I should say. And I just end up kind of trading out of pure boredom. Which, this is what's going to happen when you have a big market catalyst like today where the rate cut happened, which doesn't happen often, and most days aren't necessarily like this. And so it kind of goes, you get a big market catalyst that's going to influence the market. You got to be careful. And luckily, I kept it relatively small for the most part, but, it is what it is. I appreciate it, Tiny. Thank you. Yeah, it's like I said, I've been very profitable the last few months. And I just have to go by my stats and understand, it's one of the single biggest lessons I can give any trader is that, it just takes time to do well. It's not something that you just kind of get rich quick with. It's just not that. I don't care who tells you it is. It's just not. And, but if you stick with it and you work at it every day, you'll get better, and you can start making some money. I'm almost up 25% in this account, so happy with my wins. But yeah, no, they don't, JB. I'm just looking at gross profits right now, anyway. So, but yeah, I appreciate it, Tiny. If that's what broke Robinhood, no, that's not what broke Robinhood. I don't think. I don't think it is. I think people are just critiquing the coder, the programmer with Robinhood. But yeah, so before I close it down, let's see how many likes we got. Bring that like count up, guys. We got 77 likes, 160 people here. Hit that like button. Hit that like button if you haven't already. What's up, Tyrell? Losing day for me today. But yeah, if you guys want to use the same platform that we do, I'll post this link. Mitch talked about it earlier. If you're a new trader, and you're looking for a cheap way to get started, check out Tefs and TradeNet. Cheapest way to get started, in my opinion, especially if you got less than $500. I think Tefs and TradeNet is the only option to get started, especially if you want to actively day trade with no PDT. The way it works is they give you $14,000 to trade with their base package. Once you're approved, there's no PDT rule. You could short stocks, and they give you a ton of buying power for $3.99, which is how much the intro package costs. Technically, it's an educational package, and then, like I said, once you're approved, they partner with you. You become a contractor for them, and they allow you to trade their account. And that's how they really get around it. And like I said, I think it's just the cheapest option. It operates like a prop firm, and so there is a max loss with the intro package. The max loss is $700, and so if you take the $14,000 they give you and you go under $13,300, they close you down. And there's a profit split on any profit you make with the base package. The intro package is 70-30, but again, they're giving you a ton of buying power. they're allowing you to day trade in short stocks, and I think it's just the cheapest way to get started. Some paper trading platforms over a 3-month period are going to cost the same as an intro package. And so objectively speaking, I think it's a pretty cheap option. And it, like I said, it allows you to day trade in short stocks. It also comes with a chat room access for a few weeks, demo account, paper trading platform for a few weeks to get started, learn the platform and test strategies, and then also a course itself. And so I think, like I said, if you want to help support our channel, it's a great way to do it. We do make a commission if you sign up through us, and so we are going to be biased in their favor. But like I said, if you're looking to day trade in short stocks for less than $500, I think it's the cheapest way. Yeah, I mean, Daniel, everybody's got their own style. I mean, objectively speaking, Daniel, I trade pretty small, brother. And so, like I said, I've been running at anywhere between like 64, 65, and, 90% accuracy the last few months. And so my strategies certainly work. I'm not going to change strategies because I had 2 losing days out of 10 green days or 7 green days in a row. Yeah, I'm not going to switch strategies for that, brother. But keep killing it, man. I'm happy for you, dude. Also, guys, if you want to check out the scanners that we use, I'll post this link. You can use promo code BT15, get 15% off if you're interested in checking those out as well. And those are great ways to help support our channel. What's up, Luis? Yeah, I remember you, brother. He said, yo, I'm a long-term investor now. I watched you when you didn't show your face. It's nostalgic. Feels nice to see you still doing what you were doing. Best of luck, mate. Hey, to you as well, brother. Yeah, I remember you. I appreciate the support, man. Super OG, man. Back when I started streaming, I never showed myself. Yeah. Yeah, if you go watch you want to see some funny content, man, go back and look at the videos from 3 years ago. From when I first started this channel, go back and watch those videos. Terrible quality, terrible videos, terrible strategies, But yeah, it's nostalgic to see them. I remember when I started this channel. I started this channel in 2016, and then I stopped posting. And so I started this channel in 2016, and then I didn't do anything for like a year. And during that year, my old videos started to get like a bunch of views, relatively speaking, at the time. Like, to me, they were a lot of views. And my channel grew from like 0 subscribers to like 300 or 400 without me making a new video over like a year period. I just kind of stopped trading. And when I saw the channel's growth, that's what ultimately made me come back and like start uploading new content and really get more involved in trading. Is once I came back, is because my channel grew from just the old videos that I had published, the really old ones. And so, yeah, like I said, it's really nostalgic to go back and watch those super OG videos. They're funny, man. Zsoft says, can you talk about the commissions on TradeNet, how much it is to buy and sell? Yeah, so it is roughly 0.006 cents per share, but after fees, it's roughly 0.007, 0.0075 maybe to be safe. And so, but there's a 150 per trade minimum, and so if you buy 300 shares, it's going to be roughly $2.25 per trade, which is, like I said, objectively speaking, if you're buying less than 500 shares, TradeNet is ridiculously cheap in commissions. Now, like, if you buy 1,000 shares, it's going to be a little bit less favorable, obviously. But I think most of TradeNet is meant for mid and high cap stocks, and so the range is going to be big enough anyway. And point is, I don't think you really need to buy 1,000 shares that often on TradeNet. I think you could probably find larger range stocks and stick with 500 shares or less. But yeah, 1,000 shares is going to be roughly $7.50 per trade, which is about on par with what it usually is with other platforms in the U.S. But yeah, like I said, you buy 400 shares, your commission is roughly $3 per trade, $6 for a round trip. And so again, objectively speaking, it's pretty cheap overall. That's how I can buy like 200 shares and still make net profit from it. We got 84 likes, guys. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Show your support for what we do here. And let's bring that like count up to over 100 today, team. I was thinking about trading some more, but look at the market and the SPY just run and go crazy. I'm probably just going to sit back today, guys. A little volatile of a market day and not really something I enjoy trading in. A little bit more risky of a day, in my opinion. So I might just sit back. Like I said, help us get that like count up to over 100. We need 16 more likes. And so if you appreciate the beginner trading resource that we have here, like I said, it's just a resource for new traders to get together and learn. And if you appreciate that, smash that like button. Show your support for what we do here. We got 160 people liking and only, or 160 people here and only 84 likes, guys. Let's bring that number up to at least 100. You can do it. No stress, Z-Soft. And like I said, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We're getting awfully close to 18,000 subscribers. We're getting very, very close. Let me see what we're at now. And so I really appreciate the love and support we've had here. Let me see what we're at right now. We are at 17,975 subscribers. We literally need 25 more subscribers to break 18,000, which we'll do in the next day. Within the next day, beginner trading will have over 18,000 subscribers, which is really, really cool. And I really appreciate the support, team. It's been fun. And so we're just going to keep growing. And like I said, wish me luck on that team. AMD pulling back some. I'm kind of looking at Space. Like if Space pulls back to the VWAP, I might consider it. Like if Space pulls back here to 2670, I might consider it. I'm gonna wait though. Hey, thank you, Better and Better. I appreciate it. 10 more likes, guys. But yeah, so this is what I'm thinking about. 2670. I don't know, man. Maybe I should just hang it up for the day. I'm starting to question it. It's pulled back to my level, and I think it's probably going to bounce right here. But the market being super volatile and a little crazy, I'm a little bit more hesitant to do that, team. So we'll see. Alright guys, I'm just going to close it down. I'm not going to trade anymore. It's too volatile for me right now, for my style. And so if anybody wants to join our Discord, if I do trade again, I'll post it to our Discord. And like I said, I usually post the trade log. Again, if you guys want to see my trade from yesterday, this is it right here. I record every single trade I ever get into. Let me find it. It is right here. You know, see I made $157 on the day. I mean, you saw me upload it to TraderView Live too, but you could see the video of it here. Maybe took a little bit too much risk on that trade, but not a bad trading day yesterday. But yeah, if you want to see me post my results, I'll post this link here. You can join our Discord. We also have a really cool new section called the Thinkorswim Script Share in our Discord that breaks down, like I said, two-way dropped this previous closing price script on us right here that documents automatically the previous closing price on Thinkorswim charting. And so it's a really dope new channel that we have for our Discord. So join that, check that out. We need 6 more likes, guys. So before we close it down, hit that like button. I'm out of here, team. So good luck in the markets. I'll see you all next time, which is tomorrow. And again, if I trade anymore, I'll post it to Discord. You want to use our platform, check that out. If you want to check out the scanners that we use, I'll post that again, and then I'm going to close it down, guys. So good luck in the markets, guys. Be careful with this big, fundamental catalyst day. A lot of volatility, a lot of movement in the overall market. So be careful, team, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, guys.